Okay, we got an '04 Sea-Doo GTI, which has lots of problems. Customer has complained that he had it to someone else and it didn't run right when he got it back. He said he had it for quite a while, over a year, I think. And it is, the engine seems to be locked up, but the jet pump is hanging by a thread. It's literally only got a couple of, like the steering cables and stuff are connected, keeping it in. All the bolts are missing for that mounts it to the hull, so maybe he suspected that there was a problem, started removing the pump, and then the relationship fell apart. Yeah, there's the washers in there, laying down already on the grounds. Well, let's see if it turns over. Let's see if the pump is froze up, Scott. Nope. Okay, that's bad. So that's pretty bad. Let's see what we got here, because it feels as though the engine, you're gonna pull the plugs out of it? All right. Let's see here. Little 720. It looks like it had a, like new reman cylinders on it. Not sure. I don't see a gasket down there new.
Plugs aren't new.
Let me see one of those plugs. Oh, that one definitely is not hitting. What's going on with that? Oh, rats. Holy crap. Oh, it's full of...
They said it hasn't ran, right?
It's full of oil or something. Yeah, there's no gap. Oh, I wonder if it's full of oil.
Let's turn it over.
Hard? I think it's full of oil, Scott.
Yeah.
Better get a towel. It's got a good battery in it. It shouldn't be turning like that. No, it's turning really hard. Oh, no way, dude.
Yeah.
Thing is, it should be able to spin right over like that. No plugs in it and no jet pump. Something is not right. You want to see if you can find a tool here, pop this off of here, Len. This seat bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna crank it real quick. Here, let me hold that and you crank it. What is it, 13? Okay, go for it. Oh, that is oil.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, so keep cranking on that. Go for it. Whoa. Okay, so crank seals did not seal up right, so yeah, that's a problem. Got it. I mean, it happens, it just could just be a mistake, It does happen.
Looks like it's mostly the front cylinder.
It's back too, though, but yeah, it could be bleeding through, right?
Yep.
So yeah, so definitely we're gonna have to take the engine out and take it apart, because the crank seals are not good. Stay tuned. Start taking it apart. Yeah, I don't know why it is turning so hard, and it still won't turn by hand. I mean, you can force it. Something is seriously wrong with that. So let's go ahead and pop off the front cover in that land. Get off of it. Alrighty. That crank is an SBT crank. I can tell from right here. See that orange dot on it? They like putting those on there. So yeah, let's go ahead and take the top off here, brother. No, just lift the whole head off. Just lift the whole damn head off. Both sides. Both pieces. Okay, flip the head over, please. Let me see the bottom of that head. The one in that one that matters. Yep, let me see that. Closer. Yeah, this looks fine. It's got a tiny bit of damage here, but that was okay to run. Okay. Still ain't turning easy. All right, zip out the ones holding the jugs on. Unstick them. Okay. So the engine definitely had a new top end and a new crank in it. Just something is seriously wrong with the lower end here because it still turns hard. Alrighty.
Already starting to get some scoring.
Yeah, still does not move very good.
See? Scoring.
Yeah, a little.
Didn't even ran.
A little bit, yeah. Wasn't really ran, yeah. Yeah, something. Yeah, he got a new top end from somebody. Anyways, set that stuff. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. There's a pin there, a pin there. Is that a pin right there?
Yeah.
Is there a pin in the lower one and the upper one? All
There's
those
pins.
have pins. Dang, why is that turned so damn hard? Still can't. Oh, look at the gears way out of whack.
Oh, wow.
Oh, right. Wow, that's what's going on. This thing was never going to run. The gear moved right away. I wonder how that happens. Yeah, the gear moved over on it. That is,
Gonna cause a problem.
yeah, that's going to cause a problem. All right, so we figured out why the crank is turning over hard and why the engine was never going to start because it's out of time. Let's bust that crank out of there real quick. Tap down on that and make that free. There you go. Wow, that's really strange because normally these gears are just shredded when that happens.
Well, this thing hasn't really ran.
Yeah, but how did that get moved over like that? That
Yeah.
happened. They should have probably used some retaining Loctite or something.
It's just
on there.
pressed on there.
Yeah, they're just pressed on, but what we'll do is we'll put a thin coat of, I think it's a 60/60 Loctite. It's called worn shaft.
Yeah.
Worn shaft retainer, and it locks up like a Loctite, but it still allows you to get it off later, with a little bit of heat.
Right.
But yeah, that's an SBT crank, no doubt about it. But this went bad right here, so probably this crank would be in warranty. So this guy couldn't figure out why it wasn't starting, right? And clearly,
Filling with oil.
yeah, and it cranks filling with oil. So another thing is right here, you can see right here, there's no sealer applied.
Yeah.
We would seal these seals right here,
Yeah.
but actually that probably wouldn't have helped out this situation at all, and that is why you had more leakage on one end of the motor than the other, was because once this pushed over, obviously it destroyed the seal. So the seal was destroyed, even if these were sealed up all on their own, which is possible, which is the case.
If you think.
If everything is really nice condition, it will seal up without using sealer right here. But when that gear pushed over like that, it destroyed the seal. So it destroyed that edge of the seal, allowing oil to pour through.
Wasn't it this side of the motor that had more oil
Yeah.
in it too?
Yep. So anyways, yeah, so we figured out the problem. So it needs another crankshaft for sure. So we're just gonna go ahead now. Normally that crank would be rebuildable, but I haven't purchased any 720 cranks from SBT, so I couldn't send it in and say, yeah, this is one of your cranks, because they're not date stamped or anything. You kind of need a receipt. So this is, SBT would generally warranty that crankshaft, but it's not going to happen this time. So anyways, at least we found the problem. The engine does have spark. We did determine that when we were cranking it over. We did crank it over, and we're going to wash out the hull here good and rebuild this engine, and then get it back fired up, give it back to the customer. Okay, we've got this back together now. I said we're going to take it up to the lake test, so we leave the air box off of it. But anyways, we're going to see. It's going to run good now, I'm sure. We got the pump back on. all bolted up. Get the engine rebuilt. It was the, so the gear probably stripped, I think, because he dropped a bolt down the carburetor. Because there was a tiny bit of marks. There was some marks on the inside of the intake manifold and on the cases on the Rotax side. So I think is what happened is probably a bolt dropped in. It hit. He must have took it off because the carburetor wasn't bolted up right. And then the gear was still spinning. So I think it was fooling him, thinking that, hey, the gear's spinning, so it ain't stripped out, which it wasn't stripped out. But because the gear was way off on the side like that, it crushed the seal, allowing oil into the motor, and which was never going to start. And also they had the Chinese knockoff carb kit in there, which had like a 10 psi pop off when I checked it. It's supposed to be like closer to 38. So anyways, we got that fixed around. Still have a few remnants of oil floating around in here, but we power washed it out and got it together. So we're gonna go ahead and start it real quick. I'll start up from this guy. Just take it up and do a leg test on it. I think it'll probably just give it gas. Try it again. Seems to be idling real good. Okay, we got it running and idling and that, and it's got power and everything, but it is a little boggy on the front end. But after a second, it seems to clear up pretty good. I'm not sure it's worth putting a carburetor on it right now, but because most of the time it runs pretty good once it gets warm. Yeah, it's a little boggy right there. When it takes off. It could clear up a lot. It looks like the gas is pretty old, and it looks like it's heavily pre-mixed. So I'm not sure I would go carburetor right now, but see how that is? But then you start it up with the choke, and it's fine again. So anyways, I'll see what the customer wants to do, if he wants to go with a brand new carburetor on it. But I think I would probably try riding it and see if it clears up some before that. Get some fresh gas in it and stuff, and a lot less oil in there, and it probably won't need it. Because once it's running out here, it rips really good. So anyways, thanks for watching 5 Star.